From the time I saw the first sketches of the Cadillac ELR, I was excited. The thought of a mainstream luxury car brand coming out with an electric car was fascinating to me. Now, 14 years into the new century, the Cadillac ELR showed up in my driveway. It was beautiful, but aside from the grille, the Cadillac ELR didn't look that different from a CTS-V coupe, which I also think is beautiful. The ELR is a sexy, fast, and luxurious car that overcomes many of the shortcomings of other electric cars, but suffers from some of Cadillac's self-inflicted wounds. While it would be easy to take Cadillac to task for its Super Bowl commercial that seemed to extol the virtues of overwork, short vacations, and consumerism, one commercial is probably not enough to kill a car. The Cadillac Q system, well, that's another story. Cadillac has always been known for innovation and technology. When it comes to the Q system, well, I guess I could get used to it, but aside from the fingerprint smudges, the navigation system reminded me of that famous Yogi Berra line, when you get to the fork in the road, take it. I had lunch with a friend in Manhattan and then drove him to LaGuardia with a stop at a combination liquor store, custom denim, and candle shop. The Q system's routing to LaGuardia seemed about as easy to understand as the rationale for a store that combined booze, jeans, and flames. At least the heated seats and the heated steering wheel could be adjusted by separate controls instead of through the touch screen, which is the case on another major luxury brand. The Cadillac designer who put the glass in the A-pillars should be awarded the Nobel Prize for blind spot reduction. A-pillars are the part of the structure that holds up the windshield and increases rollover protection. The combination of an airbag, tweeter, and mirror with integrated blind spot monitor has created a blind spot of its own on many modern cars. The A-pillar blind spot is often a problem for shorter people who drive in urban areas. It can make it hard to see children and dogs in crosswalks while turning. Cadillac has brilliantly eliminated this problem with a blissfully simple piece of glass. But the most significant attribute of the Cadillac ELR is that it's electric. Like its cousin, the Chevy Volt, the Cadillac ELR has an integrated gasoline engine which generates power to the electric motor when the battery is depleted. That means that when your charge is over, your trip is not. The Cadillac automatically turns on the 1.4-liter gasoline engine, and you just keep driving as long as you have fuel in the 9.3-gallon tank. If you drive less than about 37 miles between charges, you may rarely use gasoline, except to cycle the generator to keep the fuel supply fresh. On a trip from my house at the Jersey Shore to Midtown Manhattan on a bitterly cold morning in early spring, the ELR ran in all-electric mode for about half the trip. The switch from AC to unleaded would have gone by unnoticed had I not been watching for it while cruising up the Garden State Parkway. While the ELR carries a 435-pound T-shaped lithium-ion battery under the carpet, it still provides enough road feel to make it feel sporty. Electric cars in general are quick, and since Cadillac has spent the last decade or so trying to be more Red Bull than hot water with lemon, the ELR does not disappoint. The 0 to 60 time on the ELR is 7.8 seconds, according to Cadillac. While I wouldn't call the ELR tossable in the turns, it is light on its feet for a more than 4,000-pound vehicle. The adaptive cruise control has been refined enough to make stop-and-go highway driving easier without the sudden yikes factor caused by some of these systems when your lane suddenly opens up. Getting out of the ELR took a little practice. Instead of a handle, there's a button to push to open the door. If the doors are locked, the exit button won't work no matter how many times you hit it until you hit the unlock button. It's probably so that you don't bump the button and open the door by mistake. Just as on the CTS-V coupe, however, there is an emergency switch on the floor so that you can open the doors even if there's a catastrophic failure of the electric system. There's also a special cutoff switch in the trunk that has a picture of a firefighter on it. That's so that emergency crews can disconnect the battery in the event of a bad crash. One thing that is not available on the ELR is a sunroof. A spokesperson for Cadillac says that's because of the added weight and the power used to open and close it. The base price of the 2014 Cadillac ELR is $75,000. Our test car included Kona brown leather seats, blind spot detectors, rear cross traffic alert, and full speed adaptive cruise control with auto collision preparation. The total price as tested for the 2014 Cadillac ELR is a little over $82,000. I'm Grant Winter reporting for Real World Test Drive.